For a lot of you regulars, you'll notice that today I'm very calm because I am calm, right? First up, I am an official Manchester United fan, and the reason why I'm using this word official, and I hate to use the word official, but I'm going to use it because I'm trying to tell the club that I pay money to support United, right? I pay hard cash that I make in the little living that I make for myself and my family. I pay money to support this club. I buy the official United membership every year without fail. Just to tell you some of you how passionate I am, I have a kid coming very, very soon, and I bought my kid also a membership. Just to tell you how much I love this club. I pay to support this club, right? I pay to follow this team. So I feel that I, at the very least, deserve to have a voice. I deserve to have a say. And whether or not I'm heard out or whether or not the club wishes to listen, I don't care. But here's what I'm going to say. This is not the club that I fell in love with. This is not the club that made me so happy as a young boy and as I grew older and older. And today I sit here as a 29, 30-year-old man still following this club so dearly. This is not the club that... and I'm not talking about results. I'm not talking about personnel. I'm not talking about players. I'm talking about the ethos, the philosophy. I'm talking about the structure. I'm talking about the feel-good factor. I'm talking about everything that this club stood for. This is not what I'm paying my hard-earned money for, guys. Ed, if you're listening, and I mean this very respectfully to the Glazers who own this magnificent club that we love. This is not what I'm paying for, man. This is I don't mind you keep pocketing my money. Pocket my money. Make your money out of it. You are the owners. Go ahead and make money out of it. Continue to keep this club profitable. I think Ed Woodward, you're doing a good job. You're a great CEO. But I personally believe your job ends there. You're not a director of football. And let's accept it. I'm not ranting. I'm not trying to point fingers. Let's accept it. You're not a director of football. You can't make transfers. All you need to do is continue running the club the way you are, because you've been doing a fantastic job. You're making this club a lot of money. We make $500 million in revenues. All I'm saying is start investing in the club now. Enough of sucking all this cash out of the club. Enough of all of that. And I'll tell you why I'm saying all this, and I'll tell you why I'm being so passionate about it. Look at our previous season. Look at the season that just ended, right? We had a terrible season till Jan, or maybe till December. We had a terrible season, right? Let's not run away from it. We were shit. Our manager almost got sacked because of two reasons. One, we were playing crap football, and the second reason being that you didn't back him in the summer last year. You just about gave him some defenders to sort of get into a season with, but beyond that, you didn't really back the manager, did you? Touch your heart and tell me you backed Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and you gave him the signings that you want. You did. You gave him 2 or 3 defenders, which is absolutely fine, right? Fair enough. Then this whole Bruno Fernandes saga began. Now I'm just bringing out repetitive narratives. Are you seeing the trend? Whatever's happened with Jadon Sancho this year happened with Bruno Fernandes last summer. Tell me what's different. Last summer we were all sat here at the same time thinking Bruno Fernandes was a Manchester United player. I believe he had boarded like some 10 flights by the time the transfer window had ended. He was spotted at Old Trafford 15 times. That was the level to which we had almost signed him, and then the deal fell through. Why? Because we didn't want to pay 60 million. We were trying to haggle, trying to negotiate. I'm telling you, I'll increase your membership price. You charge £45 right now, make it £55. I'll still buy your membership. But get us those players. Bring us those players. Bring us the quality on the pitch. I love that we're the richest club in the world. I love that our valuation is so high. But we want to compete. Ed, Mr. Glazers, we want to compete. We want to see United lifting trophies. We want to see us killing teams in Europe. We want to see us destroying battlefields across Europe. I want to be able to go to the new camp confident, knowing that, Barca are going to have to defend and not us having to, look for a fluke. I want to make Old Trafford, I want to see my beloved Old Trafford become an absolute nightmare to opponents and a fortress for our players. There used to be this time where if we were playing at home, 3 points. If we drew at home, it was like, shit, how did we draw that? Remember you guys, when we didn't win the title sometime in 2010 or 2011, do you remember when we drew to Blackburn at home? And it was like, dude, how could we draw to Blackburn? Today, if I just ask all you lovely fans out there, if we were to play Everton at home tomorrow, and touch your heart, you'd take a draw, given the state of this club right now. You would actually take a draw. And that's where Ed and Manchester United and everyone who runs this club, that's where you've brought us. That's where you've brought us. And believe me when I say this, we don't want to be ranting every single day. We don't want to be upset. We just want to be happy. For a lot of us, believe me, for a lot of us, I know we are Indians. We sit many, many million miles away from where y'all are. We sit on the other corner of the earth. For some of y'all running the club, y'all probably don't even know that there are people like us who exist, who love the club so dearly, even though we're sitting so far away in the east. Please try and hear us out. Hear our voice. We're being calm, but we're willing to be reasonable. Just hear us out. Please make us compete again on the pitch. Let's talk about transfers, guys. Let's get into transfers. When Ole Gunnar Solskjaer did so well to claw back into what was otherwise a write-off of a season last year, we just about got Bruno Fernandes. Again, we got him 6 months too late. Imagine for a second we had Bruno Fernandes in the summer itself, but that's okay. We had Bruno Fernandes. Sorry, guys. We had Bruno Fernandes join us in Jan, and from Jan till today, we've been on an absolute belter. We've been on such a stunning run, dude. We were one of the best teams. Just look at what you are doing. You enabled that. The club enabled that. You signed Bruno Fernandes. You made the signing. You spent the cash. Boom. We're one of Europe's best teams. You made our defensive signings last year. You signed Harry Maguire. You signed Aaron Wan-Bissaka. You gave Ole Gunnar Solskjaer his right back and his centre back. Boom. We had the second best defense, or the best defense in Europe last year in terms of goals conceded. Look, the evidence is there. When you spend the money for the players that the manager wants, he will give you results. You gave Ole 3 players last season, he gave you results. What I want you all to understand is, the fact is that right now, there are some fellow fans of mine who I love dearly and who have absolutely every right to voice their opinion. There are fellow fans like myself who are now starting to go against Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And I'm not saying that's wrong, it's just that I don't support it. But they're very much entitled to their opinion. They are now starting to go against this manager. Why? Because you're not backing him, and they've already written him off. They think he's not a good tactician. They think that he should be winning the Premier League with this squad. Come on, we all know our squad is not good enough to win the Premier League. We need better signings. Let's talk about Edinson Cavani. On his own, guys, I love Edinson Cavani. He's a great footballer. Is he too old? Maybe. He's 33. Am I right to think that he's old? I am right. Am I justified to think that he's an overpaid footballer? I am, because at 33 he's making 250,000 pounds, right? Here's where I come from. Edinson Cavani is not a plan. He's not part of a plan. He is part of a he's the, what do you call it? He's the result of a plan not working out. The reason why we signed Edinson Cavani is because plan A didn't work out. I'd love to, you know what? The fans would have loved to have seen a plan A, a plan B, and a plan C all fail. If we had seen plan A fail and a plan B in place, if we had seen us genuinely go after a plan B and seen us fail and a plan C, we wouldn't have been so upset today. Because we would have been like, okay, you know what? We tried. We really, really tried. It's COVID times. We were ready to put 90 million for Sancho. Wo nahi hua. Okay, we have a plan B. Let's put in 100 million. Let's try and get Partey. Let's try and get all these other players that were available. Let's make that bid for Jack Grealish before he signs that Villa contract. Because we know Villa's a relegation team and we know he's their best player and he's easy pickings. He's 50 million, and I'm not being sarcastic, but Grealish is English. He falls into your agenda, right, owners? He falls into your agenda. You all love English players. Where was all of this? Where was the strategy? So coming to Edinson Cavani, it's just reeks of panic. It reeks of panic. And look, we are United fans, right? We're going to be upset. We're going to be angry right now. There'll be some of us who won't support this Cavani signing. And I, for example, I've already put a bounty on his head. If Edinson Cavani doesn't get us 20 goals this season, I want him out of the club. I am going to be ruthless. If Edinson Cavani doesn't get us 20 goals this season, I want him out of the club. And I'd just like to urge all of you all who are watching this live right now that if we see Edinson Cavani do well, let's support him. If Edinson Cavani doesn't do well, let's still continue to support him, but let's put the pressure on Cavani. Okay, all I'm going to say is the signing is done. He's a Manchester United player right now. Let it be. Let's support him now. He's our number 7. Let's support him. There's no point abusing him anymore. There's no point saying that, he's a Radamel Falcao, he's just injured. Screw it. We know it. Those are facts. Despite all those facts, our club has still decided to go out and buy him. Let's support him. Let's see how it goes. At the very least, as fans, what we can do is give him a base to begin his Manchester career with. Let's give him that base. After this base, once we know that we have backed this player and we want him to succeed, after that, if he fails, then let's slate him. Then let's put the pressure on. But let's not put the pressure on him already, right? That's talking about him. Now coming to centre backs. Now here's Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, who's done so well to claw back into the season, make us finish third. Guys, give me a thumbs up if you genuinely think that we overachieved last season finishing third. I'm going to give you a big thumbs up. I think we overachieved, and that's where I just want to tell all you fans who think that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is not a great tactician, just reflect a little bit. For a guy who doesn't have the experience of a Jose, of a Van Gaal, he made Anthony Martial click, something that Jose and Van Gaal couldn't, right? There is a tactician in there. Is he a footballing god who can play around any system and any structure with any kind of players? Not yet. But that's also because he's not got 10, 15 years at 3 different world-class clubs with 3 different world-class structures. He's not got that. He's Ole. He's Apna Ole. Right? He's our boy who's learning every day on the job. He's learning. And what I love about Ole, guys, is he makes no bones of it. He doesn't walk into a media press conference saying, you know what, I am the man. I am the chosen one. He's not that. He says, yeah, we're learning. We're trying to bring the club back. And he loves this club, guys. When was the last time you saw a manager love United so much? Look, at the end of the day, all said and done, he wants United to succeed. He doesn't have a personal agenda, nothing. So Ed and the Glazers, if you're watching, if this ever reaches you, please know from me that you need to back Ole, guys. You should have backed him in this summer. What a finish! What a bloody finish to the season. He finished third for this club. He brought us Champions League. He's brought you the revenues. Done. He's achieved what you guys wanted. He's given you the revenues, right? He brought you Champions League revenue. He got you a top 4 finish. I'm sure finishing third would have got you that much more money. He cleared out so many players. He allowed Lukaku to go for 75 million. He's giving you money. He's giving back to this club. He's not some Fudru manager who's just out there spending money and not performing. He's performing. You're giving him signings. He's performing. Why didn't you back him this transfer window? And I had tweeted about this a month ago. You know what's going to happen, guys? We're going to sign Jadon Sancho in January, 6 months too late. And we're going to sign him because by then we're going to be 7th or 6th fighting for Champions League. And it's going to be one of those things where if we don't sign Jadon Sancho, we're not going to get Champions League. So then the board and everyone will wake up because not getting Champions League for us is very expensive. At the end of the day, we are a footballing business first and then a club, unfortunately, right? Not getting Champions League hurts this club. I wish fan sentiment hurt this club the way not getting Champions League did. I wish voices like mine, voices like yours, I wish that hurt this club. More than not getting those 150, 160, 80 million that we don't. So my plea to all you fans watching right now is back the manager, guys. Back the manager. Even putting out punditry saying he's going to be sacked. I did it as recently as yesterday. But I promise not to do it anymore till he gets sacked. If he gets sacked. Let's not do it. Let's not even put it out there in the world. Let's not put it out there on social media. Let's back him. You know what? Our players need some lifting. Yes, they are entitled pricks. They're getting paid £300,000 a week. We shouldn't be the ones having to lift them up. I buy into that. I agree into that. I understand sentiment. But at the end of the day, truth of the matter is they need lifting. Us vilifying them on social media, us going absolutely bonkers on them on social media is not going to do us any good. And right now, where I am sat right now, I'm just being very realistic because I know that in 2 weeks, this club is going to be back on the pitch. And the kind of fan that I am, and I'll allow you to disagree because everyone has a right to be a fan of their choice, right? You can be the type of fan that you want to be. There's no right, there's no wrong because every fan owns that much of ownership with the club, right? I'm the kind of fan who once our players get on the pitch, I will be back supporting them. I want to win. I love this club too dearly. I will never for once say that, I hope we lose so that nothing happens. I hope we lose so that we realize that, they need to get tougher or they need to. I'll never wish losing or losses upon our club for the sake of better because I just don't think that's the way ahead. That's not the way forward. We will all get past this for sure.